Rick.
Well, President Obama promising a new era of change in Washington. So 1 year since he took the oath of office. How's the president stacking up? John Stossel from the Fox Business Network took a look at Mr. Obama's campaign promises and what really happened. Nice to see you, John. What'd you find?
What I found was that, like most politicians, he broke lots of promises. When Oprah Winfrey asked him well into his first year, what grade would you give yourself, he told her, solid B+. But to get a B+, you ought to keep most of your promises.
Under my plan, no family making less than $250,000 a year will see any form of tax increase. Not your income tax, not your payroll tax, not your capital gains taxes, not any of your taxes.
He got a lot of applause for saying that, but in his first year in office, he proposed cap and trade. That would be a fat tax on everyone. He increased the cigarette tax by 159%. And now we have that proposed tax on fancy health care benefits. During the campaign, he criticized John McCain for even suggesting that.
For the first time in American history, John McCain wants to tax your health care benefits.
But now that Obama's in office, he likes the idea.
And this reform will charge insurance companies a fee for their most expensive policies.
Then there was his no earmark pledge.
We are going to ban all earmarks.
Yet the first spending bill he signed had more than 9,000 earmarks.
There you go.
Obama criticized his opponent for wanting to force people to get health insurance.
She believes that we have to force people who don't have health insurance to buy it.
But a year later...
And that's why under my plan, individuals will be required to carry basic health insurance.
How about the promise of transparency?
When there's a bill that ends up on my desk as president, you, the public, will have 5 days to look online and find out what's in it before I sign it.
If you looked on the internet for bills like the Fair Pay Act and the Credit Card Bill of Rights, 5 days before they were signed, you wouldn't find them. And have you watched C-SPAN to see those health care negotiations that he said would be public? Not there.
There are a number of things he was swore on the campaign trail.
Of course, politicians routinely break promises.
Read my lips. No new taxes.
Republicans promised to cut spending.
Prosperity requires restraining the spending appetite of the federal government.
But under both parties, government's appetite grows. Here's a graph of non-defense spending per person starting 50 years ago, adjusted for inflation. The spending just goes up. Obama promised to change that.
There is no doubt that we've been living beyond our means, and we're going to have to make some adjustments. Now, what I've done throughout this campaign is to propose a net spending cut.
A spending cut? Give me a break. Look how sharply the line rose after Obama took office. Spending increased $2 trillion this year, more than any year in history.
Unbelievable stuff. And it makes you wonder, don't they realize that there are video cameras recording every one of those promises that they make while they're campaigning? What about that?
They don't know that they're going to win. You only have to get caught not keeping them if you win.
Exactly. Well, he won. And yesterday, his party lost big time in Massachusetts. A lot of people, of course, are saying now this is a referendum on the Obama agenda. What about the spending, though? Do we see any kind of change? Is there anything on the horizon that might suddenly bring about a cut in spending?
No, government has only grown under both parties, but maybe this vote is a message saying we don't like this conceit. Listening to the press conference, the press secretary is saying we're working hard to fix everything. Well, government can't fix everything, and maybe we'll move in that direction.
John Stossel, thanks very much for
coming
in. And you can watch Stossel. It's on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock, right on the Fox Business Network, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And John will bring you consumer experiments and debates about freedom, about the role of government, all with a live studio audience. That's Thursday nights, 8 p.m. on Fox Business. And nice to meet you finally in person.
Thank you, Rick.
All right, Jamie, over to you.
Thanks so much, guys. Here's an important